Free to Succeed, Season 2, Raid Shadow Legends. Asgardian Divide event, or whatever the hell it's called, is here, sort of. We'll talk about it. Edition. So yeah, the event went live last night for me. We've jumped in and dabbled in the dungeon a bit. We've gotten up to 20 with a reasonable clear. We kind of just coasted up to 20, honestly. And I've played around with a couple different teams. My first team was doing it in like 7 or 8 minutes, so I went a little bit less safe. We got it down to 4 minutes or so. So we've been farming that a little bit and checking out the characters. I haven't given them a full look. I mean, I guess part of me is surprised they're all barbarian, and another part of me is not surprised they're all barbarian. I can't find Thor. I guess he's not in the game yet. Like I guess he'll put him in the game when they announce probably the fusion, unless he's in another faction and I just can't find him. But like I only looked in the ones that I thought he'd be in, to be fair. So, you know, Sacred Order, Banner Lords. I didn't look at Knights Rev. I guess it's possible. So I don't know if he's in here. Let me know. We'll go take a look at him too. But yeah, they all seem interesting enough. Again, a little weird. They just loaded up the Barbarian faction with new Legos, but like, you know, whatever. So she's one, he's one, he's one. And he's pretty cool. Checked him out last night. 40% arena speed lead for Void allies, which I find pretty interesting. Pretty cool kits, like different kits. You know what I mean? Cool enough. Here's my problem. Here's my problem with the event. This is just a pack, so whatever. The summon pull event is not part of this. The summon pull event's been going on. Extra legendary is not a part of this. It's been going on. Free gear removal is just a thing they've been doing now, finally. So like half the stuff listed in here has nothing to do with the event. They just filled it in with stuff that was already happening. And it's just so weird to me to hype something up this big and then limp in with this. The new dungeon's cool. I love that they're doing that. It's cool that we're getting a free 7-day leg. It's not that there's not cool stuff going on, but could you not come up with something else? Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. Why have you padded this with 3 things that were already happening? It's weird. This is a skin. It's not even a barbarian. Like, it's got nothing to do with it. They didn't give you any prism crystals for the event. It's not part of the Asgard thing. Extra legendary, again, it's been going on. It's been going on so long we thought it was bait for the event. So is like including it as part of the event a way to get some, like, trick everybody into using their shards before? I don't know. This is weird. It's just weird. I just think it's weird. Seems a little lazy. Yeah, it's just weird to me. So there you go. GG, it's finally here. Yeah, the dungeon's cool. Team I'm running is just this, and we probably could have like optimized a team a little bit better. I think it never fails. I think it's been pretty consistent. I was doing it on the second monitor, and I wasn't really like paying super close attention. But just make sure there's no problem here. Okay. Pat Norris. Yeah, we may have the stuff we need, and like I could probably tune it a little bit. Yeah, that worked out pretty well. It is a cool looking dungeon. We were at least right about that. It's a cool looking dungeon for sure. It looks like, are these spirits of already existing champs? Like that looks This looks like it could be Ceres or Obero, actually. Actually, yeah, it might be Obero. But it could also be someone else. This is that really, really white dude from Sylvan Watchers, right? I haven't looked at these in a lot of detail yet. It looks like it could be. It's not Elva. Is it? Is it Elva? I was gonna say, but it would be cool if it was the spirits of the members of your team, but there's definitely some differences in there. But it's a dope looking design, man. Would love to see them do more stuff like this, expand on this a little bit, and like fill in these big events with more stuff to do. You know what I mean? Not pretend like things that were already going on are part of the event somehow. Let's like read his skills fully so that we understand him. Decreases the damage inflicted by the boss for each awakening level. That's okay. I didn't know this. Increases the damage received by the boss for each awakening level on the attacking champion. All right, so if we bring some red stars in here, I mean, I think we're fairly limited, but yeah, we know that. We know that. Every 9 turns, places a block damage buff on this champion for 1 turn. I think the first time I read this, I thought it meant every 9 of his turns, but I guess it's every 9. I bet it's every 9 turns total in the fight, because I notice it goes up way quicker. And also applies a buff spread effect, taking all buffs from this champion and placing them on all allies. So if you can keep a block buffs up on him, that's handy. Attacks one enemy before attacking, steals all buffs from the target. The damage inflicted by this skill depends on the target's type. All right, so it just mimics the type of damage. That's pretty interesting, actually. It will ignore 100% of the target's defense, too. The target was killed by this skill, revives a random dead ally. All right. Removes all buffs, 80% chance to put defense down. Dude, these fucking lights, man. And then Berserk, and I don't know what Berserk does. I would assume it just... It seems like there would have to be something to it other than a provoke. But... Anyway, that's the team. That's roughly what they do every time. We do have a few red stars in the mix, actually, so... Pretty good already. That was an accident. That just happened. That was a coincidence. And then, yeah, we've got our Loki chase. We'll be on day 2 today. I guess I should go take a look at Loki and see what we think about him. I looked at him for a second last night. I will say I'm a little underwhelmed by the skin. It's fine. It's crisp. Like the textures are good. But, you know? Attacks all enemies. That's pretty good. Chance of increasing the duration of all enemy debuffs by 1 turn. If this champion is under Veil or Perfect Veil, the chance increases to 50%. Select a target. Oh my god, they love paragraphs. If the target is an enemy, has a 75% chance of placing a block active skills and a block buffs for 2 turns. If the champion using this skill, so Loki, is under a Veil or Perfect Veil, Also applies a debuff spread effect, taking 2 random debuffs from the target and placing them on all enemies. If the target is an ally or this champion, heals them by 50% of this champion's max HP and places a perfect veil buff on them for 2 turns if this champion is under a veil or perfect veil. Also applies a buff spread. Okay, that's a pretty cool skill. Down to a 3 turn. All right. Has a 75% chance of stealing all buffs from a target enemy and 100% of their turn meter. These effects cannot be resisted if this champion is under veil or perfect veil. That's pretty gross. If the target's turn meter was not stolen, fills the turn meters of all allies by 15% instead. Places attack buff on all allies. That goes down to 4 turns. Passive effect. Places a perfect veil buff on this champion for 2 turns at the start of each round. Also places perfect veil buff on this champion for 1 turn whenever their HP drops below 50%. There's a 15% chance to evade an enemy's skill and all of its accompanying effects. If this champion is under a veil or perfect veil buff, the chance to evade increases to 30%. That's pretty cool, dude. If this champion's HP is below 50% when targeted by an enemy skill, has a 100% chance to evade that skill and all of its accompanying effects. This guaranteed evade then goes on cooldown. That's pretty cool, man. I think they did a pretty good job on his kit. I think that's a pretty appropriate kit for what you would expect out of Loki. So yeah. And I think it's kind of cool that in some ways he sort of counteracts what Odin does, because that also makes sense. You know what I mean? Little problem child type stuff. So yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool that everybody's getting him, actually. Haven't looked at her yet. Her skin's better. The shield is really cool. Yeah, she's pretty dope looking. AoE with a provoke. Pretty good chance to provoke on an A1 AoE. Counterattacks with this skill when a shield buff placed by this champion is removed by damage occurs once per turn. Defense buff on all allies. Places a shield on all allies for 2 turns. The value of the shield is proportional to this champion's defense and each target's... Oh, so Valkyrie's shield with a boost, huh? On a 3 turn. Removes all debuffs from all allies and places block debuffs. That's killer. And turn meter. That's a killer skill. On a 3 turn, that is a killer skill. That's killer on a 3 turn, dude. Increases this champion's defense by 5% each time an ally inflicts a critical hit. Prevents the death of the ally with the highest crit damage except this champion and keeps him alive with 1 HP when hit with a fatal hit. If there are multiple champions on the team with this skill, it'll only activate once. Then heals that ally by 20% of their max HP and activates an instant turn. That's also really cool. Man, they did a really good job on these kits, man. It'd be interesting to see what Thor has going on. Again, if he's in the game already and I just don't see him, let me know. He's already been here, right? He's not part of this. Yeah, he didn't look like he's part of this. I guess I didn't look at mythicals. I guess he could have been a mythical somewhere. I don't know why he'd be in another faction though. I guess he's just not in the game. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool everybody's getting Loki. He's going to be very usable. Man, that's a lot. That's a lot going on there. Did I do my Doom Tower yesterday? I did. So yeah, I guess, do we think we could do any better? I had him in. I think initially I think I didn't have Wukong and I had in Wix. I think that was what I did, like up to 20. And then when I realized he was putting up block damage all the time, I swapped him out for some more block buffs. That sped it up a little bit. I don't know if I think I see anybody else that would like really speed it up. Maybe Geo in the mix somehow, but I don't know who I could afford to lose. I need Saris. I need these two because I need to be able to strip the buffs because he won't keep block buffs up. I mean, I guess he can take them off too, but just single target, right? Yeah, which again could be fine. We get a little limited on defense down though. And do we have, I don't know if we have an attack down. I mean, I guess it's worth a shot, right? Let's see how this goes. Also, I guess I just need to make sure they're going to attack the boss. Did Wukong not land block buffs on the boss? Because that's immediately annoying and problematic. Wow, we're just getting melted. Haven't Saris made that much of a difference, huh? Oh no, I'm doing stage 21 also. I think I bumped up the stage. Yeah, okay. Man, 21, that's quite a step up. Let's try 20. Let's turn off Super Rage though. Just in case Saris really is the key ingredient here. He's not landing it on the boss. Maybe I should swap my speed lead for Mithrala. That's a bummer, dude. Man, HP burn really really makes that dude crispy, don't it? Usually I feel like you can still see a little bit of him. That boy fully crispy, fully burnt. All right. I guess that was Berserk. I don't know what it did. Can you stop? There we go. We got it that time. Well, we got block buffs, but he didn't strip the block damage, so. We might win this, but it doesn't seem like it's like speeding it up really. I reckon if we get Ayla out sooner. I don't know. It's looking pretty good now. Rocky looking start, but like seems to be picking up now. I mean, that's pretty good. Deadgummit. Okay, maybe I'm gonna switch Mithrala in. Because, like, that's kind of why I brought him. You know what I mean? It's kind of why he's here, is to strip the buffs and put up block buffs. And if he's not gonna do it, I'll just bring Saris, you know what I mean? He's like not really blocking buffs anyway, so like. What's all the fuss about? Saris has 2 opportunities to strip that buff. Still faster, though. Let's try that. And then if he still struggles, he might just have to come out of the team. And we'll just put Saris in. There we go. That's what we're after. And he landed at 3 turns on the boss. Nice. Let's get her out of here first. Which won't necessarily be an accurate representation of how fast this is going to be. But if we get her out of here sooner, she stops giving extra turns. She stops healing. You bastard. Okay, she's out of there. Now I reckon we just go after the boss. So yeah, I mean, he'll strip us occasionally, but if we can keep the block buffs up semi-regularly. And as long as he doesn't kill anybody, he doesn't bring anybody back to life, now it should just be a matter of taking him out. Yep, cool, great, awesome. Love that for me. All right, let's see what Wukong does here. What exactly is Berserk? Is it? I don't know. I don't know what it does. Nine turns somehow seems to be the sweet spot for not taking big damage from Rathalos. All right, I stand corrected. That worked out pretty nicely. That was a smack, dude. Holy cow. Well, there you go. We got it down to 2.5 minutes. Stage 20. Oh, it goes all the way to 30. And even at 30, you're not guaranteed. Even at 30, you're not guaranteed 6-star drops. And is there no mythical either? Trying to see if, like, that's interesting. He's level 350 at all of these. What's going on here? What is this? What's the difference in these stages? Anyway, pretty cool. A little confused about the event page being halfway full of stuff that was already going on. But Loki's dope. It's cool that everybody's getting him. The dungeon is cool. I love that they're doing something like that. The new gear set seems interesting. Seems pretty accessible. And there's still going to be more to come, right? I think everybody's kind of thinking there's going to be a Thor fusion announced sometime soon. And maybe there will be some other fun stuff going on throughout this event. So overall, I think it's dope. I think it's pretty sick. What do you guys think about it? How you doing in the dungeon? Have you made it down to the deeper stages? And is there any reason to be in the deeper stages? Is anything different happening down there? Let me know. That's it. I'm getting out of here. Appreciate y'all. Later.